Hey, what's up, everyone? Carl Williams here with Williams' Mind and Muscle Mechanics. Hope everybody had a good week. It's Friday. We made it to the weekend. Anyways, I wanted to sort of kick off the weekend here with a video about cholesterol. I want to talk about cholesterol because it gets sort of a weird reputation. Obviously, we tend to avoid cholesterol because we all know it can form plaque in the arteries, and lead to all kinds of problems with your heart, your cardiovascular system. We don't want that, right? But cholesterol also has several important functions in the body. You know what I mean? It actually helps regulate your hormones. It's important for your cell membrane health, and tissues. It's important for your vitamin D production. And it's also important. It helps to digest fatty foods. Okay, and your body actually produces its own cholesterol. Okay. It produces as much as it needs. It won't produce more. It won't produce less. Basically, but without taking diet into account, your body basically produces as much cholesterol as it needs. Okay? Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky. Your body produces what's known as LDL cholesterol. Okay? Low density lipoprotein. This is the bad cholesterol. But it's not bad until it starts to get into excessive amounts, okay? So like I said, your body's only going to produce as much as it needs. So basically, if you eat a diet that's low in cholesterol, your levels are never going to get elevated because your body's going to produce what it needs, okay? Now, there is a different type of cholesterol known as HDL cholesterol, okay? High density lipoproteins. This is good cholesterol. And eating a healthy amount of HDL cholesterol will actually make your body produce less LDL cholesterol. So therefore, your ratio of cholesterol in the body is still going to be the same, but you're going to have more high density lipoprotein in your body than LDL. Right? But it's still all going to sort of add up to that same amount of cholesterol. As long as, like I said, you keep it in healthy amounts. And the thing about HDL cholesterol is because it's high density, it's less likely to combine with other substances in your bloodstream and form plaque, and thus clog your arteries, right? So a little bit of HDL cholesterol in your diet is actually good because it's going to help to lower your LDL levels, which is bad. LDL will combine with other substances in the bloodstream and it will form plaque and it will clog up your arteries, right? So yeah, just a little bit of HDL. You can get eggs. Eggs is a really good source of it. It used to be if you avoid eggs because of the cholesterol, right? Or avoid eating too many of them. But nowadays, it's more. There's more and more studies that show that your eggs are full of HDL, not LDL, right? So eating an egg a day is unless your doctor has advised you to do otherwise because of your own personal circumstances. Like most people who are average healthy people can eat an egg a day, and that's actually going to help keep your LDL cholesterol levels low. Same with, you can also soluble fibers that's found in oats, even certain cereals like Cheerios and stuff like that. You see the little heart on there, soluble fiber. Well, that's basically, because soluble fiber helps to lower your LDL cholesterol levels, right? By driving your HDL cholesterol levels up. So basically, as long as you keep those ratios proper, you're gonna be fine. Okay, it's when you start eating excessive amounts of cholesterol, then it's like even if it's HDL, your cholesterol levels are just too high, right? And basically, that's when it's just too much is bad, right? Everything in moderation. So yeah, that HDL cholesterol in eggs and like I said, soluble fiber, that's good because it's gonna help keep your LDL levels low. Okay. Now, the next point I want to make is something that's going to influence your cholesterol levels more than actual cholesterol itself is saturated fat, okay? Saturated fat gets converted by your liver into super low density lipoprotein, SLDL, and then your body takes that sort of like, you say it almost sort of panics and goes, shit, and it converts that into a bunch of LDL cholesterol. So eating saturated fat is actually more likely to drive up your cholesterol than cholesterol itself. Because a lot of the times when you see cholesterol on a package, like, you know, on eggs and stuff like that, like, I'm not saying it's always HDL. Like, definitely do your research. Like, you know, if it's on the back of a microwave dinner, that's probably LDL. But, like, you know, on eggs and stuff like that, you know, healthy foods that say they have cholesterol in them, there's probably a good chance it's HDL. But like I said, always fact check, always double check. You know, you can Google your food just like that, you know, tip of your fingertips, you know, with phones and stuff like that now. So, you know, just look up what the kind of cholesterol in the food is, you know. And like I said, a little bit of HDL is good. But saturated fat, on the other hand, bad. Saturated fat will get converted into SLDL, which then gets converted into LDL, driving your cholesterol levels up. It's the biggest thing that will affect your cholesterol levels, saturated fat. On the opposite end, unsaturated fat, or polyunsaturated fat specifically, that gets converted in the liver into ketone bodies. Okay, instead of so, like, you know, that's why, like, when you're choosing your fats in your diet, you know, obviously you want to avoid saturated, go with polyunsaturated, because polyunsaturated actually gets converted into ketone bodies, which basically, you know, and instead of SLDL, and, you know, it all helps to keep your cholesterol levels low. So I mean, hopefully this wasn't confusing. You know, basically, my purpose wasn't to confuse anybody. I just sort of wanted to shine a little bit of light on the fact that not all cholesterol is bad, and a little bit of good cholesterol in your diet is actually, it helps to keep your bad cholesterol down, right? And same with, like, soluble fiber, stuff like that. And I wanted to just basically drive home the point that saturated fat is the enemy. Avoid saturated fat as much as you can, right? Like if you have to have it, try to keep it under 10%, right? Like, you know, I know red meat's full of it, and I love red meat, so I don't know. I don't think I could ever cut red meat out of my diet, you know. So I mean, I don't want to be a hypocrite, so I'm going to be transparent about that. You know what I mean? I still have some saturated fat, but, you know, I try to keep it, like, you know, I try not to eat red meat all the time, right? Try to eat more chicken and turkey than red meat, right? But, yeah, you know, sometimes you just got to have that little treat. You know, you got to have a steak every now and then, right? So anyways, I hope this helps to clear up, basically, you know, cholesterol is a complicated one, you know, and it's you know, people are terrified of cholesterol. I don't blame them. So basically, I'm just trying to help everybody understand how cholesterol works, you know. So basically, yeah, hope this helps. If you like my videos, like and subscribe, and keep kicking ass, everyone. Have a good day.